Well, guys, Carolina Jackpot coming at you. It's Friday evening, and I can't. You know how I am, guys. I cannot resist any chance that I get to take a shot at Clemson or the Clemson fan base or their coaching staff or anything associated with Clemson. All right, so there's been some upheaval about their schedule, of all things, the past few days on social media, Twitter, and so forth and so on. Why this is a big issue, I don't know. But I got to thinking about this and decided to make it because last night I was watching the 2019 College Football Superlative Awards that were hosted by one Uncle Lou. And Lou gave Clemson the Crybaby Award, most notably their coach, Dabo Swinney, the 2019 Biggest Crybaby Award for always crying about little old Clemson. If you've heard this same spiel that I've been hearing for the last couple of years, he does do that, though. He does do that. And I'm glad that Lou brought it into light for everybody to kind of see, and it's something that I've noticed. I haven't been able to put it that eloquently, but it's true. He plays on the underdog role, the little old us role, the little old nobody respects us role, the little old they ranked us number 3 when we won the national championship last year role, and all this blah blah bullshit. Everybody's tired of it, dude. Everybody is tired of hearing it. Hey, you won a national championship last year, 44-16 over Alabama, a team that nobody thought that you stood a snowball's chance of even beating, much less going out and dominating like that, but you did. And we gave you credit. I gave you credit in what has become one of Carolina Jackpot's probably top 5 viewed videos, giving you props and respect the day after that happened. Enough said. I mean, we gave you respect. I mean, but you still hear crying. You still hear steady crying. And there was an article here, and I saw it on Facebook. One of my friends that happens to be a tater. I don't know. I can't change him. You know, he is what he is. Other than that, he's a pretty good guy. Had posted, and this was written by one Will Vandervoort of the Clemson Insider, and he says, rival fan bases and some writers are ripping Clemson's 2020 football schedule. Some are saying it's softer than Pampers Baby Wipes. That's in quotes and in orange, the Pampers Baby Wipes, so you know it's important. Others are saying the ACC is protecting its marquee, spelled Marquis, team. I think that word is used incorrectly, and the wrong spelling, I think that the way you spelled it is a member of British royalty. I think it's Marquee team, sir. But yeah, I didn't. Rival fan bases are going on sports radio shows calling it a cupcake schedule. He's referring to South Carolina fan base. That's what he's referring to. I mean, who are you talking about? Why don't you just say it? Besides the ACC protecting its best team, which is a ridiculous thought, they may have a point about the Tigers' strength of schedule in 2020. But is that Clemson's fault? Is it Clemson's fault that Florida State has slipped in recent years? Also, does it matter if Clemson's schedule appears easy? Hasn't Clemson, of all programs, proven itself enough on the national stage that it should not matter who they play? The criticism of Clemson's schedule is unwarranted. The Tigers can't control who they play in the conference. They are playing who the ACC says they have to play. By the way, they are playing the same 6 divisional games they have always played, as well as a cross-divisional rival, Georgia Tech, who they play every year. Then they're playing Virginia, who's been scheduled by the ACC Death Valley, blah, 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 blah. You get where I'm going there. I'm not going to read this whole entire article. You can go read it if you're a fan of trashy, poor journalism. Hey, you know, and I was a big proponent of that for the longest time. And I said it last year in several videos. I said it in several videos, and I talked about it at length. And that it's not your fault who you play on your ACC schedule. It's not your fault that Florida State sucks. It's not your fault that the ACC Coastal can't produce a team that can be competitive with you. In that, it's not your fault that Georgia Tech fired their coach, / he retired, / got a whole new offense going on down there, that type of thing. It's not your fault that Louisville fell apart when they did. It's not your fault. It is your fault, however, for remaining in the shitty conference. That's your fault. Okay? That is your fault. It is 110% your fault. It is. It's the fault of your athletic department. Okay? You've been nationally relevant, I guess we'd say since 2015 when you went to the first playoff and first national championship game appearance, and you've won the ACC, 15, 16, 17, 18, 5 years in a row. Okay? You've had time. You've had time. Your athletic department has had time to come to the decision that it's time to branch out. It's time you join another conference. Okay? And that conference would be the SEC. I mean, and I'm not saying that because, well, that's the one the Gamecocks ran. It's the only conference. It's the best thing. Woo, SEC. No. It ain't that. It's the only one that geographically makes any sense. It's the only one that makes any sense. Clemson ain't in the Big 12. There ain't no Clemson in the Big 10 or the Pac-12. Okay, so it's the only one that makes any sense for you to join. Okay, and then you're going to sit here and talk about what about the other sports? Well, what about the other sports? Okay, you got a decent baseball team. It's decent. It ain't nothing great. Okay, you haven't won a regional in God knows how long, or super regional. You haven't won. I made a super regional. I haven't won your own regional in years. Your basketball team is a shit show, and save me the fact that we beat UNC this year. Look, dude, UNC is horrible. Okay, Wake Forest, the teams that you're beating are terrible. Yes, you beat Goot, Golf Clap, all those good teams like that have one time where they shit the bed every year. It won't happen again. I guarantee if you play them again, they beat you by 30 points. So there's that, and then all your women's sports and the other sports, I mean, it is what it is. The SEC would take you with open arms. You would be in the SEC East. I mean, imagine some of the rivalries. Clemson versus Georgia in baseball series all the time. Clemson versus of course, the Gamecocks, which is already a rivalry anyway. Clemson versus Florida. I mean, wouldn't that be something? And then some of these cross-divisional matchups, Clemson versus Auburn, Clemson versus taking on Alabama. And so, I mean, it would be so much more interesting than Clemson versus Wake Forest. Clemson versus Virginia Tech. Clemson versus Pittsburgh. Who cares, dude? These same old matchups we've been seeing for years and years. And they tired, man. They tired. They played out. They tried to play out. One of my friends on Facebook said it's a fact that the Coots in Georgia would block Clemson from getting into the SEC. I told him, I said, it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's dumb. Why would they do that? Okay? I mean, after all, it's all about the almighty dollar, and there's plenty of them to go around. And that would be a money-making venture for all sides involved. All sides involved. The Clemson-Georgia football game every year. Can you imagine how much cash would be made off that? Just in travel, I mean, and tourism, and just everywhere. The little man, the convenience store, everybody making money off that. Everybody. The hotel man, the convenience store man. The man the toll road. And hell, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about there, but you get what I'm saying. Everybody would make money off that venture. Clemson versus Florida, another moneymaker every year. That could see that becoming a rivalry. Orange versus orange. It's time to stop being a bunch of bitches. Your damn athletic department can do it. Grab your cojones. Let's get in contact with the South Asian Conference. Now, of course, they'd have to have another team to come in. They'd have to have another team to come in on the other side in the West. And I'm a full proponent of Oklahoma or Texas, perhaps, coming in. Texas come in, rekindle their rivalry with Texas A&M. That'd be awesome. It would be great for all sides involved because somebody would have to even out the West. So Clemson, I think, needs to join the SEC, and then you can quit crying about the schedule because it would always rank among the toughest in the country. You wouldn't have to worry about anything else. Now, of course, for non-conference games, I mean, I could see y'all going out and scheduling 4 Akrons every year because you wouldn't have the Gamecocks on there as a non-con team anymore. I could definitely see you doing that. But aside from that, the strength schedule would still be higher, and we could stop all this. We could stop all this nonsense and then find out if you're really for real or not. Well, because I don't know. I kind of think you are, based on last year, 2018, but then based on 2019, I'm kind of like, you came up on this juggernaut and, you look terrible. You look terrible. Now, granted, they made a lot of teams look bad this year. But, they shouldn't have been making you look bad. They shouldn't have been making you look bad. Because y'all are elite, right? You've won so many games in a row, right? You're last year's Natty winners, right? Huh? That you got pole smoked in the Superdome. So, it just don't make any sense. Clemson needs to join a real conference. I'm a proponent of that. And I will and sit here and preach that to anybody who'll listen. Bobby Bowden, when he was coach at Florida State, said when he was approached by I don't know why I keep touching it. I got a spot of gray there. Stop doing that. Stop. It's a nervous habit. Okay, I'm sorry. Bobby Bowden said that he wouldn't entertain the SEC's invitation because they wanted them to join. They wanted Florida State instead of South Carolina. As a matter of fact, I believe is the way that went. He wanted a part of it because he said I wanted the easiest way to get there. I wanted the easiest path. Can you blame him? No. But still at the same time, he would have criticized as well. He was criticized as well. I don't remember it being as much so as what Clemson is getting it from this year right now. But, social media was not that back then. It wasn't an entity. So social media has got this ramped up pretty hard. But at any rate, Clemson, join a real conference. Otherwise, people are still going to be writing articles like this about you this time next year. That's all I got to say about it. I'll see y'all later. Appreciate it. Peace. And me and the Hulkster are out, brother. Woo!